In a recent video, I showed you a talking book record player that was issued to blind and physically handicapped individuals that cannot read standard print. From around 1934 until around 1969, the talking book record, that was the standard medium for deliverance of talking books. Around 1969, the Library of Congress began to use the then new cassette tape technology for talking book production, and by the early 70s, this format became more popular, and over the years more and more books and magazines began to be produced on cassette tape instead of records, and by the year 2000, everything talking books as well as magazines had been converted to audio cassette. And now the audio cassette is being phased out for digital cartridges, which I will explain more about that in another video. But what you see in front of you it's the standard cassette book machine, the Model C1 cassette book machine. And this machine it's been in use, the design has been in use since the 70s. This is the model that they stuck with, and it's actually still in use but rapidly being phased out. And here is one of the cassette tapes that plays on this machine. It looks like an ordinary audio cassette tape, but there are some differences between these types of cassettes and cassette tapes that are available commercially. One difference is the speed in which the tape is played. Standard commercial cassettes play at 1 7/8 inches per second. These talking book cassettes, they play at a speed of 15/16 inches per second, which is half the speed of a regular commercially available tape. Another difference between the talking book cassette and a commercial tape is a commercial talking book cassette, like you would buy in a store, has 2 tracks of information on it. These tapes have 4 tracks of information, or 4 sides. And the only cassette player that you can play them on are these types of machines here that are specifically designed for the blind and visually impaired. Now what this means is on a regular 90-minute cassette tape, given that you're recording on 4 tracks at half speed, you can get up to 6 hours of reading time on a standard C90 cassette. Okay, and now I will demonstrate the machine a little bit. These are your function keys, like you would see on most any other cassette player. As you can see, they are colored and they have raised symbols on them so the blind can tell what key is which. This is your stop key, rewind key, play, fast forward, and eject. And here's our other controls: volume, tone, side selector, side 1 and 2, side 3 and 4, speed selector, 15/16 inches per second, or 1 7/8 inches per second, and a variable pitch control, which will either slow down or speed up the recording. This machine will either run on a rechargeable battery pack or AC power. When run on the rechargeable battery pack, you can get approximately 6 hours of reading time before the battery must be recharged. Okay, now I'll do a little quick demonstration here. Eject the tape. Place the tape in the machine, side 1, and now push the play key.
Side 1. Sound and Vision. February-March 2012. Copyright 2012 by Bonnier Corporation. Read by Mark Delgado and Eva Wilhelm. This magazine contains 80 pages on 4 sides. This magazine is tone-indexed. The beginning of each article...
And here's our variable pitch control.
...when your cassette player is in fast forward or rewind. If you would like to skip over any remaining announcements or introductory material, place your cassette player in fast forward until a beep is heard. Stop at that point to hear the table of contents, or at the second beep to locate the beginning of the magazine. This recorded edition contains the entire text of the print edition, except for advertising. This magazine was produced for the National Library Service for the Blind and Physically Handicapped, Library of Congress. You will not be contacted by the producer of this magazine.
And here's your fast forward. And rewind.
And both old and new addresses.
And the way this works, once you reach the end of side 1, you will turn the cassette over, and when side 2 is finished, there will be an announcement instructing the reader to change the side selector switch and then turn the cassette over back to side 1. And then when side 1 is finished, again, you turn the cassette over once more. And on the side of the machine, if we can see it, I don't think you can see it that well, but there are various jacks for connecting headphones, pillow speakers, remote control devices, etc. But yep, these machines were around for a number of years, at least 3 decades, but they are soon to be obsolete, just like the old record players were. Okay, in the next video I will demonstrate to you the new digital talking book players.